Chapter 31. Someone from the Imperial capital. Kang Chon couldn't figure out how Wang Chong was mixing with Lin Wei, and still in the important place of the back of the royal residence. Strange. How did I feel a faint aura flash by just now? Could it be an illusion? Just at this moment, Wang Chong spoke. He frowned and surveyed the surroundings with some gravity. Kang Chon was secretly shocked. Worthy of being a 9th level foundation establishment stage expert, his spiritual sense was so powerful. Fortunately, there was a timely reminder from Emperor Dan, otherwise he would have really been discovered. Brother Wang, few people come to the back of the royal residence. You must be mistaken. Besides, if there's really someone, unless it's that old guy Wang Tixiong, who else in this Wang family could hide under your nose without being discovered? Lin Wei laughed and patted his horse's arse in passing. Wang Chon felt comfortable when he heard this, and in his heart, he also felt that it must have been an illusion just now. So he laughed and said, "What Brother Lin said is true. It's because Wang was too careless. I think that brat Wang Tixiong has already gone to the outside of the city gates by now, so we don't need to be too careful." Kang Chon, who was hiding in the grass, was puzzled for a while. What was Grandpa doing going outside the city gates? And what's the purpose of these two guys gathering here? But thinking about it, it's not a good thing. Wait for me to hear about it first. At this moment, Lin Wei spoke once again. Brother Wang, that medium-grade spirit stone will be shipped in half a year, so we can act according to the plan. I'm here to congratulate you of becoming the head of the Wang family, Lin Wei said with a smile. Brother Lin is polite. Don't worry. After I take over the Wang family, our two families will definitely form an alliance forever, and we will jointly take charge of Heavy Iron City. Wang Chon laughed, his face full of complacency. Kang Chon, who was hiding amongst the grass, secretly sneered. These two people are indeed ill-intentioned. That Wang Chon even colluded with the Lin family for the patriarch position, but it's a pity that he was discovered by me. Humph. Brother Lin, why did that medium-grade spirit stone take so long? After laughing, Wang Chon asked with some doubts. Lin Wei smiled bitterly and said, Brother Wang may not know the preciousness of the middle-grade spirit stone, that can only be possessed by a great person above the Jidan stage. And in the entire Heavy Iron City, only the City Lord and the Jinji Auction House have it. We can't do anything about the City Lord, and the Jinji Auction House doesn't know what's going on, but it also has many reasons to shirk. So we can only go to the Imperial capital to exchange them. And this time, it will take half a year to go back and forth. I see. Wang Chon sniffed indistinctly, then coldly laughed. Then let that old guy live for another half a year. Wait until half a year later. I'll send him and that little beast to the west together. Good. In order to avoid accidents, let's try not to contact each other again within these half a year, Lin Wei said. Good. Wang Chon nodded. The two of them disappeared into the jungle with a flash of their silhouettes. It wasn't until a long time after the two had left that Kang Chon burrowed out from among the grass. His expression grim. He looked in the direction the two had left. What a thief, to sell out the Wang family for the patriarch position. Kang Chon's eyes were icy cold. He didn't expect Wang Chon to be so vicious. But this also made him not have any mercy in his heart towards Wang Chon's lineage anymore. Should I tell Grandpa about this? Forget it. There's still half a year to go anyway. We'll see what happens then. On the contrary, why did Grandpa go out of the city? Could it be to greet some big shot? Kang Chon shook his head and walked towards the Wang family. Unexpectedly discovering Wang Chon's conspiracy, Kang Chon in a very bad mood as he traveled towards the Wang residence with a gloomy face. Along the way, he came across quite a few people in a hurry, each one of them rushing towards the city gates, causing him to be surprised. Strange. What are these people in such a hurry to go for? Kang Chon couldn't help but be curious in his heart, but after a day of honing in the back of the mountain, his body was already very tired. So he didn't think too much about it and walked towards the royal mansion on his own. When he was not far from the gate of the royal mansion, Kang Chon suddenly heard the conversation of two guards at the entrance. "Hey, I heard that the big shot who came from the Imperial capital, a legitimate stage powerhouse, and is said to be even more powerful than our city lord." One of the guards whispered, "That's not true. Even the city lord personally went to greet him. I've also heard that that big shot is the seventh elder of the Li family, one of the four great families of the Imperial capital, and is a renowned figure throughout the entire Great Tang country." Another guard exclaimed, I wonder when our Wong family will just produce a Jiden stage. Hee, I'm afraid it's not far off. With young Master Kang Chon's talent, breaking through the Jiden stage is something that will happen sooner or later. At that time, this heavy iron city can be our Wong family's say-so. Between the two men's words, Kang Chon also came slowly from the distance. When the two guards saw Kang Chon, they immediately shivered and immediately tensed their bodies, shouting with a respectful face, "Good day, young Master Kang Chon." Kang Chon nodded, then stopped and asked with some curiosity, "Who was the big shot you guys were talking about just now? Is my grandpa the one who went to greet that person?" The two guards were shocked at what they heard, and secretly marveled in their hearts. They all said that young Master Kang Chon was incomparably powerful. And only now did they realize that, being so far away, they could hear us, and that this hand of Kung Fu alone was not comparable to anyone else's. At that moment, the two guards became even more respectful. One of the guards said, "Young Master doesn't know. Not long after you left the house this morning, the city lord sent someone to inform him that a big shot from the Imperial capital is coming to Heavy Iron City, so that all of the family patriarchs in Heavy Iron City will go to meet him." "Oh, you guys know who that person is?" Kang Chon was surprised for a moment when he heard this. Who exactly was this person coming that had such a big face that it made the entire Heavy Iron City bigwigs have to go and greet them? But this also made him understand why he had seen so many people rushing to the city gates along the way. It turned out that they were all there to watch the fun. It's said to be the seventh elder of the Li family, one of the four great families of the Great Tang Kingdom. Another guard hurriedly said, thinking to himself, this kind of opportunity to show his face in front of young Master Kang Chon doesn't come along all the time. Seventh elder of the Li clan. Kang Chon's eyes instantly condensed. This Li family could be different from the Li family in Heavy Iron City. In the Great Tang Kingdom, apart from the Imperial royal family, the most powerful ones were the four major cultivation families of Zhao, Jin, Sun, and Li. And the likes of Jin San Zhao was a direct descendant of one of them, the Jin family. These four great families in the Great Tang Kingdom, the power of the heavens, not their one family can be compared. No wonder the face is so big. Kang Chon was a bit curious and wanted to go and meet them. But since he was tired, he dismissed the idea and returned to listening to Range 1. He comfortably took a bath and began to cultivate. As usual, after Kang Chon ate a return to origin pill, he began to settle down to refine the medicinal power of the pill. At this moment, outside the city gates of Heavy Iron City, there were many of Heavy Iron City's bigwigs gathered, as well as some residents who were watching. It could be described as a sea of people, lively and noisy. At the front of the crowd, City Lord Yongzhenan led the patriarchs of the large and small cultivation families of Heavy Iron City and was waiting for someone. Kang Chon's grandfather, Wang Tixiong, was clearly amongst them, as well as Li Tianfang, the head of the Li family, and Lin Wei, the acting head of the Lin family, because Lin Beishan had gone into seclusion some time ago. The Lin family was now headed by Lin Wei on his behalf, and in fact, he was also the next head of the Lin family. Brother Li, I've heard that your Li family's ancestor was a collateral descendant of the capital city Li family. This time, the Li family's seventh elder is here. I wonder what the matter is. Wang Tixiong asked curiously. The others on the side also revealed curious looks when they heard this. Only City Lord Yongzhenan was disdainful, clearly knowing the reason already. Li Tianfang smiled with a hint of pride on his face and smugly laughed. Mr. Li received a handwritten letter from the contemporary patriarch of the Li family yesterday, saying that he wants to accept Chunjiao as his righteous son. And this time, the seventh elder came here to receive my grandson Chunjiao to the capital. Li Tianfang finished, his face full of complacency. The surrounding people were shocked at the words. This time their Li family can be developed, can be described as a step to heaven or. Only Wang Tixiong and Lin Wei frowned. They are worried about the capital city Li family meddling in the matter of Heavy Iron City. In that case, their two families are tied together is not the opponent of the capital city Li family. Obviously, the Heavy Iron City Li family that had been taken care of by the capital city Li family would definitely be the number one family of Heavy Iron City in the future, and they were afraid that even the city lord wouldn't dare to offend them. Good thing that Li Chunjiao and Wang Tinggirl have a marriage contract. The amount of that Li family will not go too far, Wang Tixiong thought, but there was an uneasy feeling in his heart. Not far away, Lin Wei was also frowning tightly. Damn, I didn't expect to kill a Cheng Bite Jin halfway. It seems that we have to hurry up and notify our father. But our father is in seclusion, but he can't be disturbed. This is troublesome. Compared to these two important figures of Heavy Iron City, the others didn't have so much trouble. Anyway, this Heavy Iron City changed. Whoever is the boss, there is no part for them. They now just need to flatter the Li family. Even some small family head has begun to identify female family members to see if Can and Li family marriage. Evening Li Chunjia, this Heavy Iron City's new star. Right at this moment, a black shadow appeared in the sky not far away. Coming, City Lord Yongzhenan let out a low shout, his expression grave. Along with his low shout, the arena quieted down, and each one of them looked curiously at the distant sky. The black shadow finally revealed itself as it gradually approached, and instantly, everyone revealed shocked gazes as an exclamation went up. Roar! A majestic and domineering tiger roar came from the sky, and the entire Heavy Iron City seemed to tremble. In the sky, a huge white tiger with bi-winged back flapped its huge wings and slowly fell down. This bi-winged white tiger's entire body was snow white, as if it was a snowflake in the winter. Its 4 thick legs and feet were as big as the size of a person's waist, and the sharp claws on the paws of its feet were as if they were a sharp sword, flashing with an intimidatingly cold aura. At this moment, this 2-winged white tiger was staring at the crowd with 2 huge eyes coldly, causing everyone to feel a cool air rising from the soles of their feet. Everyone at the city gates was instantly plunged into deathly silence, with only the sound of a cool breath being drawn showing the shock in the hearts of the crowd. Could this be the legendary demonic beast, Flying White Tiger? Suddenly, a voice rang out from the crowd, followed by a murmur. Yes, it's definitely the legendary Flying White Tiger. Look at that ferocious aura. I'm afraid that ordinary Jiden stage powerhouses aren't its match. This Li family is really a big spender. To be able to take in a Flying White Tiger as a mount, someone exclaimed. Wang Tixiong, Lin Wei, Li Tianfang, and the others were also in shock, each staring at the huge white tiger in front of them with wide eyes, feeling unbelievable. It is truly an honor for Mr. Yong for the 7th Elder Award to visit my Heavy Iron City. I hope to be forgiven for being late in greeting him. At this time, City Lord Yongzhenan greeted him smilingly. Roar! That Flying White Tiger saw Yongzhenan approaching and let out a low roar of warning, its 2 eyes filled with vigilance. Obviously, it also sensed Yongzhenan's powerful strength. Little White, no insolence. An old voice came from the crowd. The crowd immediately saw 2 figures walking down from the white tiger. The one who spoke was an old man with a cold face. At his side stood a youth. At this moment, That youth was full of contempt as he surveyed the surroundings, letting out a mutter, "What kind of shitty city is this? It is simply not good enough to be in the top class. Can there be any geniuses in this kind of place?" Although his voice was low, the people present were all Foundation establishment stage experts, plus they weren't very far away either, so they were naturally able to hear him, which instantly caused them to be embarrassed for a while.